Well, hello, everybody. The DUI guy is back once again. Here we are in season 5, episode number 2. And we are hopefully going to have a proper setup going on today. I don't know if this is all busted again. I hope the sound is loud and clear. Last time the sound was actually really, really bad because apparently my microphone was not hooked up and I was using the laptop's microphone, which is a piece of shit. So that was extremely unfortunate. Give me just a moment. I want to make sure to test the sound that make sure that my microphone is actually. Give me just a moment. I want to. Yeah, it's the sound is loud and clear this time around. So, I've been tinkering around with the settings. So I think I finally, maybe if we're all lucky, I think I finally got it down. So, fingers crossed. Hey everyone. Hey Richard, Christopher, Cat. We got the usual suspects in here. Small town news. Brownie, Kevin Coburn in the house, and Glenda Cox. How's it going? Hello, 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 everybody. It is good to be back. It is good to have you back. So today, what are we doing today? Today we're just have some more reaction videos. We're just trying to inch closer. As you can see, I'm here in my home office. We no longer have the office downtown. We've relinquished that property. I'm no longer going to be renting, hopefully ever again as long as I live. We're closing on our new building on Wednesday. So God willing, in 4 days, September 29th, Forman and Associates is going to officially be the owner of a downtown building. So very, very, very excited about that. Also, we're not going to be moving in anytime soon. We're leasing the property right back, so we're going to continue working remote, which I don't think I'm really complaining about. With COVID and everything, you know, working remote is actually not a bad time to be working remote right now. So it'll be nice to own the property and have rent money coming in. So the DUI guy is not complaining. The DUI guy plus is not complaining. I will say that. So yeah, don't forget to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Very, very, very exciting stuff happening all around. Thank you, Chris. He says, congrats on your purchase. And a whole new set of issues. You're not wrong. Jay Sick, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for catching us live. Sydney, Australia. That is halfway around the world. That's badass, dude. That is badass. So I'm gonna mute this microphone real quick just to make sure that we don't accidentally. So what I need you guys to do, what I need your help with right now is I'm going to. Wait a minute. Have I seen this? I've seen this video already, haven't I? Have I reviewed this video? Yeah, I've reviewed this video. This video I have reviewed. This one I have not, and this one I have not. Okay, so we got 3 videos. We got 3 videos that we're going to be reviewing today. Now, so what I need your help with, you guys, I'm going to make myself small. I'm going to put myself in the corner there. And I'm going to... I love the title of the video. I completely forgot about that Molly. Okay, so I need help from you guys in the chat. Richard Edwards with the $9.99 dono for the coffee. It says coffee money. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Okay, so what I need your help with, since I've completely messed around with this setup here, I need to make sure that you all can hear the video. So I'm going to hit play, and please let me know if with a 1 or a 0 or a thumbs up or an F in the chat if you can hear the volume. I'm hitting play right now. Can you all hear that? Do we have audio and video or just video? No sound. Okay, that's what I was afraid of. Okay, let me try.
One strike.
No.
Nothing in your bra or anything like that. We're gonna have a team up and search.
Let me try it this way. How about now?
There, I don't know if it's at my grandmother's or in my purse.
What is it?
A little bit of like methamphetamine.
Did that change things?
Yeah, I'm gonna need a fucking bigger box. What?
Oh,
That
we're getting a
can't be
1.
anything good.
Don't pee in my
Okay,
car.
all right.
Okay.
Here we go. Now we
Is there
are
anything
good.
illegal?
Now we are good. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for the help. I really appreciate that. We are golden, good to go. So this video, let me find the chat box here. Here we go. This is the video link. It's in the chat right now. So feel free to watch it later time. This video is titled, I completely forgot about that Molly. Must not have been mine. By the way, 9 out of 10 possession cases that I get as an attorney, I can tell you right now, I swear to God, it is not my drugs. I don't know how they got there, but they're not mine. Yes, they were in my car. Yes, they were in my pocket. Yes, they were in my pants. Yes, they were in my purse, but they're not mine. I have no idea how they got there, and I swear to God, they're not mine. So that's the number one most common defense. Would love to see DUIs related to marijuana usage, says Kevin. We do have some of those trials lined up, so definitely be on the lookout. I do have a couple of DUI marijuana trials on my channel, so check those out. All right.
No.
Why am I making you nervous?
Because I've been to jail. I don't want to.
What have you been to jail for?
Nothing.
If you got nothing to hide.
I've been to jail, but for nothing.
But I have no
I love that.
I'm just gonna pat you down with the back of my hand just to make sure. What's in here?
That's my pocket.
What's that?
I totally forgot about that. I'm sorry. It's like
Okay.
empty. So
What is it?
It's Molly.
You forgot about
I
Molly?
totally forgot about that.
You don't have to
It's
be honest with me now,
empty.
right? You don't have anything else on you?
One strike.
No.
Nothing
you
in your bra or anything like that. We're gonna have a team up and search it.
Okay, I don't have anything else.
What's in your purse?
There, I don't know if it's at my grandmother's or in my purse.
What is it?
A little bit of like methamphetamine.
Yeah, I'm gonna need
Oh yeah, by the way, I also have a little bit of methamphetamine that I forgot to tell you about. Sorry about that, officer.
a bigger box. What? That can't be anything good.
Don't pee in my car. Okay?
Don't pee in my car? Is that what he said? What?
Don't pee in my car.
What has this world come to?
200 County.
200.
Bayshore Road in front of the Millman Center. Gonna be 38 New Jersey. Lima 39 Lima Uniform Hotel. Beige Ford Focus. Appears to be 2 occupants.
Crazy.
How you doing, ma'am? Can I see your license, registration, insurance?
I think I missed it. What did he pull her over for? Did anybody
The reason why I'm
catch that?
stopping you is you went over the white line a couple times. Everything all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You went over the white line. Everybody does that, though.
Okay. That caused you to go over the line?
No.
Where you heading to right now?
I'm going home.
You going home? Where's that at?
Well, I live in North Cape May right now.
She seems
I
completely
just
fine.
left his house. I date his brother.
Oh, you Dave's brother?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll be right back.
What, is he gonna suspect DUI because she hit the white line? She seems completely sober. She seems completely normal. That's funny, Constitution matters. He said, Lower Township, New Jersey does not need a
Brianna,
reason
you
to
mind
pull you
stepping out of
over.
the car for a second? Just want to talk to you over on the sidewalk.
Oh, this is gonna get interesting. Hey, Roland.
All right, so where'd you say you're heading to?
Well, I was gonna go pee, and then I was going home to my grandmother's on Town Bank.
So why are you going this way?
Well, because I wanted to drive around. I really don't have anywhere to be right now, so I have to get my car inspected at 4.
Okay. So why are you? Okay.
I always just drive around. I mean, I don't really do
Your story is not really kind of.
Okay, wait. This is... So he is suspecting her of committing a crime or doing something wrong because she decided to take the long way home. I mean, come on. I do not like this cop. Something is not adding up about his suspicion. This is weird.
Making sense, because you told me that you're going home.
Yeah, I'm going to my
You live on
grandma's.
Town Bank,
Yeah, but I go this
and now
way
you're going this way
because
just to
I
drive around.
I drive. You don't see me driving around. If you're out, you see me driving around all the time.
Yeah, I mean, there's hundreds of cars driving
I
around.
just drive
too.
around all the time. I really don't have anywhere to be,
Okay.
so I just drive
And
around.
you're shaking a little bit too. Is there anything illegal in the car?
No,
There's nothing illegal
no,
in the
I'm
car.
just annoyed. Like I'm not. I drive around all the time. I just left his house. I have to get my car inspected at 4. I have nothing to do until 4. I was gonna go to my grandmother's to go pee,
Okay.
and then just drive around.
Okay. Do you mind just standing over here by this pole real quick? Just keep your hands out of your pocket. Yeah, you just keep the door open. Where are you guys heading to right now?
Going to the DMV.
Okay.
Well, not DMV, but the inspection station.
The inspection station?
Yeah.
Okay. What time's that?
She said that she had to go, and I just asked to go for the ride.
Okay.
So,
All right. All right, just stand by.
All right, so he's checking her story
What's
against
that?
his story.
I'm just a little concerned because your story didn't make sense. You're shaking a little bit.
Because you're
Yeah.
making me nervous.
Why am I making you nervous?
Because I've been to jail. I don't want to cry.
What have you
Just
been to
made me
jail for?
nervous. Nothing. I don't.
Oh, let's see. Now she screwed up. You're making me nervous. Now he's gonna be sniffing something out because she's saying I've been to jail before, and she almost I don't want to go back. Like, why would you be going back if there's nothing wrong? See, now she had a Freudian slip on accident, and that is going to cost her. Thank you, Scotty. I'm wearing my Iron Maiden shirt.
I'm a nervous person in general.
All right. You claim that there's nothing illegal in your car.
No. I'm on Suboxone. I have a kid. Like, I'm not.
All right. When was the last time you took some boxing?
Well, yesterday.
Yesterday.
That's the thing is I was going to my grandmother's to get my Suboxone and go pee and brush my hair. Because I just left his house with his brother.
Okay. Would you give consent to search your car?
No.
Okay. So what's gonna happen is I mean if you got nothing to hide,
I have needles in the car, but I have no drugs.
you have needles in the car.
Yeah.
I have not,
What do you use
Scotty's. I
needles for?
wish.
You diabetic?
No.
Okay. What do you use needles for?
I had them in my car when I was using. But I'm on Suboxone. I'm not using. I'm
All right,
going
where-
to rehab next week
Where are they located?
in my glove box.
Stand by 1 second out of the car. All right.
Yeah, she's talking way too much. I mean, it goes without saying. I didn't even say it this time around because it's just like... So eventually you just get annoyed. People just don't know how to shut the hell up. Am I being detained or am I free to go? Just be simple about it.
200
Cordial.
86.
No need to be an asshole, but... She's a former drug user. She's
give me a
nervous.
21?
She's scared. And she's screwing everything up. Exactly, Constitution matters. I love your name, by the way. That's a dope name. The Constitution matters. Respect, man. I love that.
Stand by 1 second. All right.
What's up, Tabbies?
So I'm with Brianna. They were
For those of you who don't know, Tabby's daddy is our Sovereign Citizen Connect, but he's cool. You guys will like him.
hold on. I'm gonna.
Sorry for calling you out.
So stopped the car leaving Matt Brayton's house. He's in the passenger seat. I pulled the driver out. I was asking her where she was going. She told me she was going home, but she's heading towards Delhaven. And then she like changed.
I'm more of an EDM kind of guy.
My mother, and then she was
dance
driving
music.
around, and then she said she has an inspection.
Michael Jones
at,
in
like,
the
4,
house.
so she
What's
was
up,
driving
Rom?
But her story was like jumbled a little bit, you know what I mean? And she was shaking a little bit. I asked if there's anything illegal in the car.
So he's
and
checking
I
with his
finally talked to
supervisor.
her.
He seems to be a rookie because he's checking in with his supervisor. He can't even make his own decision. So maybe he's a newer police officer, I would imagine. Jason, let's talk after the stream.
That there's needles in the glove box, and she's not diabetic, and she said, "What?" Well, I mean, she admitted to needles being in the glove box, but I'll talk to her some more. But she said she used to use. They're from when she used to use.
I used to be a big metalhead. Used to listen to Marilyn Manson and Iron Maiden, of course, Metallica, Eisbrecher, Rammstein. Those were my jams.
Yeah. Is there
I have not,
anyone in the
Brooks.
area?
What's up, Zappy?
But we can still.
Yeah, this is my
still
like
arrest
second
these
live in like the
needles,
last month or so. It's been a while. I haven't streamed since September.
I was just making sure.
August.
Alright.
That's awesome, Wag.
Okay,
Nice,
sounds
Scotties.
good. Alright.
That's a good array of music right there.
I leave for Maryville tomorrow.
Okay.
I can't to get my son back.
Oh, did you notice what she tried to do? She's like, I probably have already screwed up beyond repair, but let me just try and play the family card. By the way, I'm a mother. I have a son. I'm picking him up tomorrow. I mean, that's just to play on the officer's heartstrings. Nice try. I will give her brownie points for that one.
Just stand by.
Yeah, I was arrested by my business, Thomas. I mean, she's hoping he's just gonna let her go, but it's a little too late for that.
Yeah, I can clear up there, man. Never mind, I'll meet you there.
Where are you heading to?
Maryville.
What is that?
Rehab.
It's rehab? Okay. I don't know what it is.
Oh, sorry. I just want to get my son back.
So you're gonna be honest with me? Is there nothing else in the car?
Come on, I just want the needles.
Okay.
That's where I'm going to my grandmother's to get my Suboxone.
Does he have anything on him? Because he looks like he's on something right now.
I don't think so. He's on methadone.
Okay. He looks a little fucked up right now. That's what I'm saying.
I really don't know. He just came with me from his brothers.
Her voice is starting to shake a little more.
What brother are you dating?
His brother.
Yeah, which one?
Zach.
Zach?
Yeah, not Sean.
I didn't know there was another one.
A good one.
What's up, Jason? Yeah, she just not crucified, but like threw her passenger under the bus too. Her boyfriend's brother. There's absolutely no need for that. Just say, I have no idea, I don't know. I'm not him, why are you asking me? Go ask him. And then he should say, I'm not talking to you. Are we being detained or are we free to go? I mean, simple stuff.
I mean, if you're a recovering addict, why would you still keep needles in your car?
Because I want it all. That's where I'm going.
Stop talking.
Okay.
That's a terrible question for you.
I'm okay.
Don't forget to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and join on as a member if you're so inclined for some perks and emojis and a cool little badge. My man Scotty's.
Matt, can you have a seat on the curb for me for a second? Or you can sit on the sidewalk. Okay. I'll let you know what's going on in a second. Just keep your hands out of your pocket. All right?
Did you know that it is actually not against the law to be on drugs in a car? Or drunk in a car as a passenger? That's not against the law. So the officer inquiring, oh, he seems to be fucked up on something. What the hell do you care? He's not driving. He's not causing any problems. He's not being irate. He's not causing a ruckus. He's not being disorderly. He's not trying to cause any trouble. It is actually not against the law to have even illegal drugs in your system anywhere in this country. Now, California, back in the 70s, I think it is, they tried to criminalize being on drugs and being on the street or something like that. I think they tried that at one point, but it quickly failed the constitutional muster. I mean, it took but 5 seconds, because you can't criminalize a state of being, a state of existence. Now, you can criminalize the possession, you know, if you have it on you, like in your pocket, in your hand, in your meat pocket, or some other places I could mention. Those places, that would be illegal to have it in your possession. But having it in your system, having consumed it, is not against the law. Now, again, public intoxication may be Michael Jones, but he is not in public. Remember the Ron White from the Blue Collar Tour? I was drunk in a bar. You threw me into public, right? Same thing here. This guy was drunk in a car. The officer took him out into the public. This can't be public intoxication if you, the officer, is guilty of taking that individual and you can't create a crime as the officer. You did not commit a crime while you were in that car, Mr. Passenger, but I'm going to take you out of the car and now you've committed a crime. You can't be, as the cop, you can't be the instigator creating this violation. So that's just nonsense. And plus, who gives a shit if he's fucked up? She's the designated driver and they're going to the clinic to get their Suboxone and methadone. They're recovering addicts. Leave them alone. Like, what has she done wrong? Needles. Okay, she admitted to needles, but unless they find something, she said, you do not have consent to search my car. We already have that. So Terry stop clock is ticking. At some point, this Terry stop the clock is going to run out. And when that happens, any search of the vehicle will become unconstitutional. So I'm waiting to see. This is a very, very instructional video, mind you, for those of you who have not perused this channel before. If he gets charged, Scotty's, with public intoxication, the passenger, it's not entrapment. The definition of entrapment is a little different. But you don't have a violation on your hands. What has he done wrong? Go ahead, chat. I'm happy to listen. Maybe possession of drug paraphernalia. If they can pin the needles to him, that's about the only thing they have. But if the needles are there by themselves, her admission that the needles have been used for drug use, I believe she admitted to them, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, at this point, the only thing I think that he has them on is maybe careless driving and possession of drug paraphernalia, potentially. Now, we know it's going to escalate, as the title of the video suggested, as we saw in the preview. I totally forgot I had Molly. I'm so sorry. But let's see how we get there. They're not GWAG, but coupled with her statement that they have been used, potentially, they could be used for drug use, is crucifying her right now. But I agree, needles by themselves are just needles. You can argue they're drug paraphernalia, but without anything else, they're just needles. Exactly.
Okay. I'm just waiting for another officer, and then I'll explain everything to you. All right?
Like, if this time is true, I have to leave tomorrow for Maryville, so I can't miss something.
Okay. to me, and that's
Kevin, if I'm not mistaken, you may feel free to go back in the video. I'm not going to, but I believe when she said back when I used to use, I still have those needles, and that's why I think he asked her like, why do you still have those needles if you don't use anymore? I could be wrong, but that's how I connected the dots.
the only thing inside your vehicle.
Sorry, what did he say?
I just want to make sure you're not lying to me, and that's the only thing inside your vehicle.
I want to make sure you're not lying to me, and that's the only thing inside your vehicle. Okay. Now, whoa, wait a second. This is a very interesting question, and I want to point that out. Born Loser says, so if a person consumed a few balloons of cocaine, it's not against the law. And let me stop you right there. That is against the law, Born Loser, because when I said it's in your system, I mean it's in your bloodstream. So like consuming marijuana, the smoke, for example, goes in your lungs, enters the bloodstream, the THC begins affecting your brain. You're now in a state of being high. Now again, unless you're intoxicated in public and you're being a nuisance or bothering anybody, just getting arrested for being high on the street is not, you can't arrest somebody for just being high on the street when they're not being in anybody's way, not bothering anybody, not passing out on the sidewalk or anything crazy like that. But having consumed balloons of cocaine, now you've become a carrier, okay? You are now a vessel for the transport of drugs. A meat vessel, but a vessel nonetheless. So eventually those balloons will be coming right back out, and now you have drug possession. Now that is an extreme example, and I love that you asked that question, because I didn't even think about that. And I wholeheartedly disagree that it's legal to do that. It is not, because you're still a carrier of drugs, and if cocaine is illegal in the jurisdiction where you are the carrier, the vessel for said drugs, that is you can be charged with possession. Now, a whole slew of other questions arise. How did they find out about it? Unless you went through maybe like airport security, for example, and they scanned you and found those in your stomach, for example. Another example would be if you just admitted to it. Yeah, you got so scared, you just told them, yep, I have 3 balloons of coke in my belly or whatever. Maybe a drug sniffing dog. I don't know if they go that far. I imagine they would. I mean, the lining of your stomach, your spine, your meat, your meat coverage, is that going to be enough to hide the smell of cocaine? Probably not, I imagine. But that's such a fascinating question. What's the difference between the two? I think I answered that. And then you can be charged with trafficking, exactly. Depending on how much is in the balloon. I mean, it's all a question of semantics at that point. Are you doing that for your own personal use or for someone else's? Are you trying to sell it? Are you carrying it for somebody else? Are you carrying it for yourself? How much is in there? Blah, blah, blah.
All right, just stand by right there. Maybe you're being in the car.
Said there was needles in the center console.
Yeah, I mean, but I told him.
That's funny, Jason. That really is funny. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Join on as a member to get some perks. I can't hear
I really
anything.
don't know. He came in because he wanted to get out of the house.
So
Oh,
where you guys heading?
there we
I
go.
was just driving around. I have to pee really bad.
Wait, how did he get in the car? Did I miss something here? Sorry, I got distracted by chat.
Said there was needles in the center console.
Yeah, I mean, but I told him.
How is he getting in the car? She did not give him consent to search. Did I? Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, chat. I need your help here. Did I miss something? Because I remember clearly he asked her, "May I search your vehicle?" And she said no. How is he getting in the car? Did she revoke her, or I mean, grant her consent and revoke her earlier denial of consent? The admission for needles, possession of drugs to get in the car, I suppose. But again, the needles, I don't know. It's really shaky. That's really shaky. I don't know. Again, coupled with her admission that she used to use needles for drugs, maybe she can get in the car that way. They just don't give a shit, do they? But methadone, as long as she's got a prescription, that's not illegal. Methadone is not illegal. It's for heroin addicts, recovering heroin addicts.
Because he wanted to get out of the house.
So where were you guys heading?
I was just driving around. I have to pee really bad, so I was going to my grandmother's to get my Suboxone. I have my grandmother's key to her apartment.
Okay. You don't mind if we check the car, correct?
Oh my god, and she just ruined everything. You don't mind if we check the car, correct? He's backtracking consent. He's backtracking consent. That is... Oh my god. Oh my god. Can we search the car? No, you may not. Then other officer shows up. First officer goes straight into her car, begins pulling everything out. Oh yeah, by the way, you don't mind that we search your vehicle, do you, ma'am? What do I say at this point? Yeah, frickin' stop it. Like, what do you say at this point? Like, are you kidding me? You don't mind if we search your car, do you? No. And she just ruined everything. She just backtracked consent. Even though it may not have been there, I still think there's a duress issue here, but her problem is she did not assert her rights. She just backtracked consent, and she just ruined everything.
Can we come watch? Just make
Yeah,
sure, like,
yeah.
be
Listen
careful
again.
with
This
you.
is probably the most important 3 seconds
You
in the
don't
whole
mind if
video.
we check the car, correct?
Listen, right here. It's at 15:12.
You don't mind if we check the car, correct?
You don't mind if we check the car, correct? And you can hear it in her voice. She's like, no. Like, she does mind. But she doesn't know what to do. She's been cornered by the force. And her being a recovering addict, she doesn't have as much of as much fervor about life as she would otherwise, I think. I mean, recovering addicts have a very difficult life, living a day-to-day. I've represented a lot of recovering alcoholics and recovering drug addicts. Their life literally is a baby steps. Every day is a new day. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy. It's not an easy life.
Can we come watch them? Just make sure, like, hey, be careful. Needles are there, you know.
There's no needles anywhere else except in the middle.
Right, I just don't want to get stuck.
The middle.
Oh, you said the middle.
Yeah.
Oh, you said the glove box.
No, she said the center console. Didn't she say the center console? What's up, Deb? How's it going? I'm 99.99% sure she said center console. She never said the words glove box. Chat, correct me if I'm wrong.
Center console.
Oh. Yeah.
What's up, man?
How are you?
There's a loaded one too.
All right, go get a.
I heard
Yeah,
center
truck
console.
again,
All right, step back here for me.
She said glove compartment? I could have sworn she said center console.
All right. I appreciate you being honest with me. So what's going to happen
Chat is saying glove
you
compartment.
are going to be placed under arrest for a needle, but most likely
In this car.
you're going to be released.
Wait.
So what's
Let me
going to
see the
happen
door.
is you are going to be placed under arrest for a needle,
You are going to be placed under arrest for the needles.
but most likely
In this car.
you're going to be released.
But most likely, you are going to be released. What the shit is that? So I'm arresting you for possession of something that I kind of sort of don't like, but it's not against the law, so you're going to be released. So there's nothing that's going to be holding you because we can't charge you with anything, but I just don't like the needles in your car, so I'm arresting you. Are you kidding me? Even the officer is admitting to the fact that he's probably wrong. Most
Can't
likely.
make any promises, but from what I've seen, you're probably going to get released.
From what I've seen, you're probably going to get... So why arrest her in the first place? Are you just trying to get that +1 on your arrest rap sheet so you can get that freaking award? You got to be kidding me.
Alright, so do me a favor, put your hands behind your back.
Wow.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's
Wow.
not too tight, is it?
We're most likely going to probably release you from the police station. If not, I want to get a hold of Zach, okay?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, my car.
I don't have a license.
And now she's about
You
to
know
get
anybody with a license?
totally effed. Wait, hold on.
Do you know anybody with a license?
She doesn't have a
Do you have
license?
anything on you, correct?
Right down my street.
Alright. I'm just going to pat you down with the back of my hand just to make sure.
Oh, and now they're
What's
about
in
to
here?
fight.
That's my pocket. See, this is,
What's that?
here. I totally forgot about that. I'm sorry. It's like
Okay.
empty. It's
What
like,
is it?
It's Molly.
Molly?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. She just said it's empty, and then she said it's Molly. So is it a container that used to contain Molly? Then why the hell would you admit to it, number one? Number two, if it's not empty and it does have Molly, now it's a possession of drugs charge. And now you're definitely screwed and you're definitely not getting released today. So
I forgot about that.
Forgot about Molly?
Let's
It's
step back.
empty.
You don't have,
It's
be honest with me now,
empty.
right?
No,
You don't have
that's-
anything
it's
else on you.
One strike.
It's empty. Look at it. It's like empty.
I mean, there's
So
still...
if we're
There's
gonna,
nothing else in the
we're
car.
gonna search your car now. If we find anything and you're lying about it,
I don't have
there's
anything.
nothing I can do.
don't have anything else. I mean, it's not in the middle console. I don't have anything.
What is there still something in there? Can you turn your pocket inside out for me?
There's nothing else on
You
me.
don't have anything in your waistband?
No.
nothing in your bra or anything like that.
I don't have
So we're gonna
anything.
have a female come search it.
Okay, I don't have anything else.
Okay. All right, step back here.
You do a good inspection in the back.
if it truly is empty, she might still... I mean, there's nothing to charge her with.
Okay. All right. Just stand by. Put your chest against this vehicle right here.
We have not received confirmation as to whether or not that little container that used to contain Molly, which, why on earth would you admit to that? First of all, whatever. Second of all, even if it did contain Molly at one point, it's not illegal to be in possession of a container that used to contain Molly. If you're dumb enough to admit to it already, whatever. Okay, let's keep going.
Can you just stand with her?
This video is just getting better by the second, you guys.
Do me a favor, come stand right
Can you? The only other thing is, I think my purse is in there.
We'll get it for you.
Be honest with us and help you What's in your purse?
I don't know if it's at my grandmother's or in my
There's no
purse.
such thing as intent
A
to
little
possession
bit
of drugs,
like,
Henry.
Methamphetamine.
I mean, I guess you could try and finagle that, but I've never heard of that. You sometimes when you are actually in possession of drugs, sometimes prosecutors and defense attorneys will strike a deal, and we'll amend it down to like intent to possess. But it's such a grotesque creation of law to say like, yeah, I intended to possess it. It's just you're lowering the penalty and you're lowering the threshold of the charge. Just for taking a plea deal, basically. It just coerces the person to take a plea, especially if they're guilty of sin and they were in possession of it.
All right, at this point, you have the right to remain silent.
Don't forget to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell if you haven't already, and join on as a member. Now notice, he's about to read her Miranda rights. You guys remember why, right? Because Miranda requires what? Help me out, chat. You know this. What does Miranda require? It requires two things. What are the two things that Miranda requires? Do y'all remember? What are the two things that Miranda requires? Do y'all remember, chat? You have to be in custody, being detained. That's one of them. What's the second thing? Interrogation. Exactly, Kevin Coburn. Well, you're the law student. That's not fair. I was hoping somebody else would chime in, but that's okay. Questioned. Exactly, Mike Jones. Exactly. Custody and interrogation. You must be in custody and you have to be under interrogation. Now remember, she never asked the question in the very beginning, am I being detained or am I free to go? So he can ask her as many questions as he wants. At the end of the day, she could have been free to go in theory. In theory, Miranda is merely a prophylactic. If you don't trigger it, it's useless. It is completely useless. So what happens is, you're on the side of the road. The Supreme Court said being asked questions by the side of the road as you're asked to exit the vehicle or inside the vehicle is not interrogation. Okay? That's the problem. I'm sorry, I take it back. It is interrogation. It is interrogation, but you're not necessarily in custody. Sorry, I got those two flipped in my brain. It is interrogation, but you're not necessarily in custody because you could have been like, officer, am I free to go? And the officer could have been like, yeah, you actually are. So here's your citation for, broken taillight, and off you go. But if you never ask that question and you get to a point where all of a sudden there is probable cause for arrest, like let's say like they found Molly or the needles or whatever, and they are like, it's still, I don't think that's enough probable cause to arrest, to be completely honest, but they're still arresting her. That's not the point. Point is not if they have enough probable cause. You can argue that in court. The question is it happening right now? And the answer is yes, it is right now. So she, as whatever questions they ask from this moment forward, if she is not Mirandized, can and will be excluded in a court of law. And that is exactly why he's taking the prophylactic tool to make sure that the any statements she makes and any questions he asks and statements and answers she gives from this point forward are going to be admissible. Very smart cop. Total douchebag, but smart. Hello, Deville, Benny. You're in Shelbyville. You're right next door. I'm not far from you. I'm in Prospect. This video is insane. It's got so many good things, you guys. It's a very, very instructional video. What did he just grab? Is that like a container to put the needles in or something?
So can I just ask you for my PayPal card? That should be right there on the seat.
Yeah.
Yes.
So anything that someone says at a traffic stop pre-Miranda is always admissible, Nate, because you're not in custody.
You get in trouble.
How am I in
Now,
trouble?
sometimes you can argue that you're in custody. It all is a question of circumstance. Like, let's say if you're surrounded by police officers and you clearly feel you're not free to go, that's custody. So custody can be both implied, or it could be, what's the other word I'm looking for? Obviously present, I guess. It can either be obvious or it could be implied. So those are the two ways you could have custody. You don't necessarily have to have the question posed or being told that you're not free to go. It could be a totality of the circumstances. Like, let's say, for instance, you are parked in a parking spot and the police officer parks directly behind you. Obviously, there's no way in hell you can move that car and get out of there, even if you wanted to. So custody in that sense could be implied. And I would argue that it is. So any statements made at that point should be excluded as fruit of the poisonous tree if they were not Mirandized.
Because that's where you were sitting in the vehicle.
Damon's in Rockcastle. That's a hole in the wall. I've actually been there once. Well, I had a case there once. I didn't personally go. One of my associates did.
So what's under there?
I don't know.
Okay.
Okay, let's get back to the video. I'm missing some statements here.
Why not put under the seat or anything like that? Because if it's on the passenger side, you get in trouble.
How am I in trouble?
Because that's where you were sitting in the vehicle.
Yeah, it's a container for the needles.
It has nothing to do with it. You can fingerprint it all you want. I have nothing to do with it.
So what's under there?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'm just asking.
I'm just saying, I don't want to get in trouble. I already have court on the 4th. Like, I'm staying out of trouble.
I already have court on the 4th. I'm staying out of trouble. And he's asking him about stuff that may be under the passenger side, under the seat. That's not necessarily true, that anything that they find will be attributed to him. Now, they can try, but again, possession of... how do you tie that in to the passenger? I mean, you can try. I guess you can try as the officer.
It's good.
They will try everything.
I hope you do stay out of trouble. Does she live out of her car?
I'm sorry?
Does she live out of her car?
Why is he asking questions of this person about the other person? He's been doing it with her about him. Now he's doing that with him about her. Like, leave them alone, for God's sake. He's trying to find out everything about the other person's life from the friend.
There's a battle with her ex-boyfriend who has her child.
Yeah, I'm gonna need a fucking bigger
She's actually
box.
supposed to go to rehab like tomorrow.
Just go get it. Do you have evidence bag?
Oh, fuck. Is that
Opa.
anything?
Yeah, it's a pill.
It doesn't look like a pill. It looks like a some type of rock.
Oh, that's the meth, right?
Go ask her what it is.
I mean, I don't.
That's the alleged meth.
Go ask her what it is.
Oh, boy.
There's another one.
Do you know what that is?
What?
It's like rock.
I just don't want to harm myself. It's not gonna harm me in any way, is it?
Get up and
Yeah.
I honestly have no idea, officer. I really don't know.
Now they found
Did you call
potentially
out that I
some
have
drugs.
110.95?
26.
They sleazed their way into that car, I swear to God. Oh, by the way, you don't mind if we search it, do ya, after we're already freaking searching it? I would still argue that no consent had been given up until that point, and backtracking consent should not be allowed. That's what I would argue if I were in her shoes. And that was unconstitutional. The search of the car was unconstitutional. We'll probably lose, but it's worth a shot.
There's
Remember, if there's an argument that you can make with a straight face, this is what they taught us in law school, I can tell you right now. If there's an argument that you can make with a straight face, make it.
powder like all.
Alright, I'm gonna see if I have a bag.
Fuck.
She, according to the cop, she hit the white line twice. Nate. That's what he said. That's why he said he pulled her over. But we didn't actually see that part because the video started in the middle of, well, not the middle, but in the very beginning after that point. So I don't know if that's what happened or not. There was a discussion of her driver's license. I didn't catch all of it. I think she's valid.
Is this your PayPal?
There you go. Thank you.
Hey, C Perceptions Music, long time.
There's a lot of uncapped needles.
Welcome.
Yeah.
How do you keep it face down inside that thing?
I don't even have room.
All right, take all the capped ones and throw them in here.
All the capped ones.
And they're all uncapped?
Some of them are capped, some of them are not.
1386.
Good.
Good. So you just want one real quick.
Oh, give me 2 seconds.
I'll give you 2 seconds, sir.
I also found this in there too. Whatever that is.
Throw it all in here and we'll separate it off. Just be careful pushing it in there. That needle goes through that side of that thing.
Roger.
If you're a recovering drug addict,
Yeah,
Scotty's,
one more
and you're not very smart about it, I mean, she's probably relapsed a few times, and she just has those in there for
I'm
good
just gonna
measure.
put
Like I
that in
said,
there.
a drug
I would
addict
ask you
and
what
a
the
recovering
markings are.
drug addict's life is
Well-
never easy.
It kind of looks similar to the Molly she said she had in her pocket.
Just ask her.
Okay.
Just ask her, she'll tell you. She's not very smart about keeping her mouth shut. Poor girl.
That's just cotton from when I was using.
Cotton?
Yeah. When you filter it through.
Okay. Okay. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to harm you at all.
So now that's drug paraphernalia.
She's saying it's cotton from when she filters it through. But
Potentially drug paraphernalia. Because it sounds hard, that sounds like... That's definitely drug paraphernalia.
There's
Possibly even drugs.
Nothing, no purse. There's a cotton.
Because if you notice, the cotton has like a very hard sound. As a prosecutor, I would make an argument that that is drug paraphernalia. Maybe it would fail.
The cotton balls, why does she keep them all, do you know?
That's what I'm getting at, Michael.
leave it. I'm going to take a picture of that eventually.
Okay. Here, put this on seat. Let me go call Hardin real quick.
That's an interesting point, Jason Jones. He says she's got no survivor instinct left in her. Maybe the drugs took it all away. It's really sad. And if it has residue, then you can probably charge her with possession as well, once it goes through the lab process and gets tested.
Yeah.
I think you mean chain of custody, Debda. But you were close enough, I understand what you mean. Chain of evidence, chain of custody. You can call it both ways.
Dude, I don't know what that is. It's like he was sitting on.
Scissor.
I'll check under the seats.
Who's it prescribed to? Shit. Just don't know where to fucking begin.
Who's Justin Haley?
Sorry,
You know Justin Haley?
that might be her ex-boyfriend or something.
What kind of drugs is it?
This is just sad, you guys. It's absolutely sad. She could have avoided all of this. All she had to do was just maintain her lack of consent to search. What was their probable cause to search the vehicle? What was their reasonable suspicion to search the vehicle? They had nothing. Nothing. Literally nothing. She sounded sober. She acted sober. Her shaking doesn't mean squat. I would still move to exclude all this search and seizure pursuant to the Fourth Amendment, a violation of her Fourth Amendment, to be free from illegal search and seizure. The way that they backtracked consent, I don't know if there's case law on this in New Jersey, but I know this video is old, it's from December of 2019, but you can't backtrack, I don't think you can backtrack consent like that.
Alright, I'm gonna go to the other side for now and then.
Here's our purse right here.
It doesn't matter that she talked. I don't think that's still enough. Having possession of the needles to search the vehicle, I don't think that's enough. An admission
Needle cap.
to
Baggy.
potential drug paraphernalia. Again, there's an argument to be made, like I said, probably a loser one. But if she had said, no, you do not have permission to search my vehicle, even after the admission of the needles, also another
What?
50-50.
That can't be anything good. She said there might be meth.
Yeah.
Shit.
How long have they been dating? Why did you live with that? Well, 101 and 2. Where do you live at?
Yeah. Yep. I did a review of that video, John Magnota. I can't remember which season it was in. I want to say maybe season 3? Season 3 or season 2, I can't remember. When the two state troopers arrested an attorney and they asked her, do you know why I pulled you over? And she said, I don't answer questions. And they arrested her because she refused to answer questions. It's just like, I'm licensed in 3 states. She's like New Jersey, California, and somewhere else. It was hilarious. She ended up suing and recovering money from those scumbags. Well deserved.
Unless there's another pocket, I don't know what that is though.
Oh, yeah, I would ask her.
That was completely inappropriate.
Can you hand me that bag? Is this the only purse she's at? This might be like a...
Nope.
So I'm guessing this is not her only purse.
I don't know,
Go to the
Zappy.
other side.
That sounds very odd. Don't jinx it, Rob. I'm not there yet. He's pre-congratulating me on 100K. Please don't do that. And that looks like the end of the video. Yeah, I'm almost there, but I'm not quite there yet. So let's yeah, being nervous is not probable cause. It may be reasonable suspicion in the officer's mind, but not legally reasonable suspicion of criminal activity, because the state of being nervous is not a crime or a potential crime. All right. So the next one is this video right here. I am going to post the link in the chat. Locked up for walking. Lawsuit incoming. I like the title already.
Will be committed or is being committed, we can lawfully identify you, and he believes there's crime, so we can lawfully detain you. So go ahead, officer. You do what you need to do.
What crime?
When I asked you to vacate the scene while I talked to him, you refused. Why would you do that?
Is he on your PA system?
Probably.
I'll get him. I got him. I'll deal with him.
He was walking down the street. That's not illegal.
You failure to identify to me, you're gonna sit there. I'm gonna make you fingerprint, and it takes about 3 months for me to get fingerprints back to find out who you are, and I will make him sit there the whole entire 3 months.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Talk about a power trip. It takes me 3 months to get fingerprints back, so unless you tell me who you are, I'm going to fingerprint you, and then I'm going to make you sit there for 3 months? What drugs are you on, officer? Who bullied you in school to make you like this? Please tell me. Wow. Those people do not belong on the force. They get their Jones up from this kind of shit. That is disturbing.
In here, you're not going to run your mouth to me, because I'll just assume punch you on your face and then put you in that chair. You'll punch me in my face. Absolutely. Would you like to see me do it? That's what you'll do? Absolutely. We're going to need to. Are you? We're going to need to put alcohol drugs. Are you? Are you suicidal? Are you?
Welcome back to the Lackluster channel. Today's story was submitted by a viewer named Mason, who was walking down the side of a road in Missouri.
What
Officer
the
Schmidt of the
hell?
Sunrise Beach Police Department noticed him and pulled over to, quote, check his safety. The CAD report claims that Mason was possibly intoxicated, with Officer Schmidt later stating that he was stumbling down the road.
He was stumbling on kill Tommy, but I don't understand.
Note that Mason is only 20 years old and does not consume alcoholic beverages or narcotics, and was not under the influence. Sunrise Beach PD is refusing to release Officer Schmidt's body cam footage, but while on scene, he requested backup, and Officer Shoemate of the Laurie Police Department arrived on scene about 6 minutes later, activating his body cam a minute and a half after his arrival.
I have committed a crime.
Are you intoxicated?
No.
Well, you've got the smell of odor on you, okay? You committed a crime. In the state of Missouri,
No, I don't.
in the state of Missouri,
Supreme Court actually ruled
time
that
out. Okay, this is how this is going to go.
Supreme
If
Court-
we
Supreme
suspect a
Court
crime
ruled-
has been committed, will be committed, or is being committed, we can lawfully identify you. And
Wait, hold on.
actually ruled
time
that-
out.
Okay, first off, this guy, again, this cop, not the gentleman, the young gentleman that is standing across from him. What is wrong with this guy? Already, right out of the gate, he whistles at him, tells him, time out, this is how this is going to work, when he's simply trying to explain his position over there. And quoting Supreme Court, so obviously this guy is educated on the law. Instead, this is what he gets back from the cop. Now listen closely. I'm going to pause the video. We're gonna go through this together.
Okay, this is how this is going to go. If we suspect a crime has been...
If we suspect a crime has been committed, number one, okay.
Been committed, will be committed, or...
If we suspect a crime will be committed, this is not Minority Report. You can't suspect that a crime is about to be committed. You have to see a crime being committed. A guy walking past a jewelry store with burglar tools, you can't jump him as he's passing the jewelry store saying, oh, there's a possibility of your intent to possibly burglarize this jewelry store because you have tools and this is a jewelry store. You can't do that. That's not enough. We suspect that a crime could possibly be committed. Wow.
Is being committed.
Is being committed, he's finally correct. If a crime is being committed and you are witnessing it, then you have authority. Yes, that's the only one that he's right about.
Lawfully identify you, and he believes there's crime, so we can lawfully detain you. So
he believes there's a crime. What's the crime? Public intoxication? I mean, they're wrong, it seems like, but is that enough to get a person to identify themselves? I don't know. I don't know what jurisdiction this is in.
What crime? What crime has been committed?
Don't pull away from him.
Well, I'm not. What crime has been committed? What's your name and badge number? What is your name?
And she said you were in a silver car.
You have to identify yourself.
Yeah, she's in a silver car. I'll run up there and see if you can
What's your
find her.
name and badge number? Yo, you have to identify yourself.
Mason is taken into custody, and while Officer Shoemate is accurate with his definition of reasonable suspicion, his articulation of his suspicion leaves something to be desired. The video starts with the officer stating that Mason has, quote, the smell of odor.
You've got the smell of odor on you, okay?
We can reasonably assume that he meant Mason smelled like alcohol.
You have the smell of odor. Okay, yeah.
An assumption that is contradicted by both officers later in this video, as they both admit neither of them smelled anything.
I didn't never get close enough.
The current reason for Mason's arrest is failure to ID, which is a secondary charge if a suspect refuses to identify after having been lawfully arrested. But with the officers both admitting that neither suspect him of being intoxicated, arresting Mason for not providing his name is a blatant violation of his Fourth Amendment rights.
Yep.
Mason's girlfriend was at the scene prior to the body cam footage starting, and was told to leave, and now that Mason has been cuffed and detained in Officer Schmidt's vehicle, they convoy to her vehicle up the road.
How are you? Doing well. Got an officer that's going to come talk to you, okay?
Okay, why?
A couple different things, okay? Disobeying a lawful order, okay? If he tells you to move on, that means move on, okay?
I did.
Which is illegal. He said he told you a couple
on.
times. So I'm going to have this officer come talk to you and we'll determine what's going on from there, okay?
I just came to the side of the road because that's my boyfriend. Just wanted to see what was going on.
Now, when I asked you to vacate the scene while I talked to him, you refused. Why would you do that?
Is he on your PA system?
Probably.
I'll get him. I got him. I'll deal with him.
What's your name, man?
Officer Shoemate, Lord PD. Yep.
What's your badge
Hold on one
number?
second. 330. We can hear you. 330, brother.
Let me take you to the county. You have your ID on you?
No, I don't.
Okay. I'll get your ID.
I don't have my ID
Okay, well, you give me your info.
on my person.
Social, you need a pen? Okay.
What's your name?
Taylor, Sim, S-E-M-B,
S-E-M-B?
M-B. He was walking down the street. That's not illegal.
Despite the fact that Taylor was blocks away at this point, they are asking her for her ID for failing to move on.
So here's a little bit of word of advice for you and when he gets out, because he's being a lot nicer than I would in this situation. Okay, you failure to identify to me, you're going to sit there, I'm going to make you fingerprint, and it takes about 3 months for me to get fingerprints back to find out who you are, and I will make him sit there the whole entire 3 months. Okay, for one,
This guy's
if that officer
tripping.
believes he's been drinking, he's walking down the road, it is actually a crime. It's public intoxication, and it's a safety to himself. I'm just telling you right now.
I
Okay.
know.
Okay.
Public
he did not seem intoxicated to me though, and they both admitted that there was no smell. Now I haven't looked this up in a while, you guys, so you got me. What is the Supreme Court case about identifying yourself to a do you have to identify yourself to the police in Kentucky? So in Kentucky does not have a stop and identify law. In stop and identify states, citizens are required to disclose their identity to the police when the officers have reasonable suspicion to believe that they may participate in criminal activity. So Kentucky does not have, according to Baldonilo, who's another lawyer here in Kentucky, he's out of Lexington. The only information that you must give to the police, this is the Department of Public Advocacy, actually would trust them more. They're the public defender's office here in the Commonwealth. Stop and identify. If you are stopped by the police on the street, you do not have to answer any questions. You can say, "I do not want to talk to you," and walk away calmly. Do not become angry or aggressive with the police. Do not run away, and do not ignore their instructions to stop. If you do not feel comfortable simply walking away, you can ask if you are free to go. If the answer is yes, you can walk away. If the officer says that you are not under arrest but you are not free to go, it's called being detained. Being detained is not the same as being arrested. However, the police officer can arrest you later in the same encounter. The only information that you must give, here you go, here's the final answer, is your name. You're not required to answer any questions by the police. Be sure to speak with a lawyer before answering any questions asked by the police. The police can pat down the outside of your clothing if they have a reasonable suspicion that you may be armed or dangerous. If they search you more than a pat down, calmly and clearly tell them that you do not consent to the search. If the police continue to search you, do not fight or resist them. Be sure to tell your public defender that this happened if you are charged. Be sure to later collect the names and contact information for people who witnessed the search of your person. Now, in a vehicle, keep your hands where the police can see them. You must show your driver's license, registration, and proof of insurance if you are asked for those documents. Okay, so this is the difference. And I know a lot of this, you may not agree with. Some of this may not resonate with you. I understand that not everybody is on the same footing when it comes to this stuff. But this is the Department of Public Advocacy's website, and I do trust this advice. I am sure that it is accurate. The only thing you have, if you're walking, you do not have to provide your ID in Kentucky. The stop and identify laws we just don't have. I learned something new today, just as you guys. I've never had this question before. If you are stopped by the police as you're walking down the street, all you have to give them is your name in Kentucky. We don't have stop and identify laws. So in Kentucky, you don't have to answer any other questions. You can simply say, yeah, my name is Larry Forman, and you can fuck off. I'm out. Peace. Unless I'm being detained, or are you arresting me, and what are you arresting me for, and what am I being detained for? Am I free to go? Can I go now? Do you want to speak to me? Speak to my lawyer. You know, here's the DUI Guy's card, and just give it to them. But in a vehicle, you must show your driver's license. I've already alluded to this because when you're operating a motor vehicle, your Fourth Amendment rights are a little bit dwindled because you have to show proof that the vehicle is properly registered. You do have proof of insurance that permits you to operate this motor vehicle, because it is against the law to operate a motor vehicle without insurance in case you get into an accident, so you're not personally liable. So if you don't have any money, the car is covered. And the other person will not, will be able to recover if, God forbid, they do not have insurance. That's to protect every party involved. And you must show your driver's license. I think this is probably going to be universal, this statement right here. Again, because you have a lowered expectation of privacy in a motor vehicle than you would as if when you're walking. When you're walking, you actually have a greater expectation of privacy because all you're doing is you're walking around the street. When you're driving, you have a car, you have a piece of machinery. They want to make sure that you are a licensed driver, that the vehicle is registered currently, because if it's not registered, that's another charge they can slap on you, and same with the proof of insurance. So that's normal. But if you're walking, all you have to, in Kentucky, all you have to do is give them your name. And I think this is, people have asked me before, what is the law on this? Now we finally, I decided to look it up for you guys. Now we have it. This is Kentucky, okay? Now, stop and identify laws are going to be different, it seems like, state to state. So, as of February 2011, there is no U.S. federal law requiring that an individual identify themselves during a Terry stop, but Hibble held that states may enact such laws individually, provided the law requires the officer to have reasonable, articulable suspicion of criminal involvement. Again, they can't ask you, if they don't have suspicion of criminal activity, then you don't have to identify yourself at all. That's it. If they suspect there is criminal activity, and they can, if they make it up, I mean, you're on the hook, I imagine, to at least try and get out of the situation. Even though if you don't identify yourself, then they still don't have anything on you, especially if you can prove that there's, in court of law, that the officers did not have reasonable suspicion of criminal activity. Good luck with that. That's going to be an extremely difficult hurdle to overcome. But 24 states have done so. So there you go. The opinion in Hibble included a list of 21 states with stop and identify laws. For some reason, the Indiana law was not included in the list. The Arizona and Ohio laws have been enacted since Hibble was decided. Hibble was decided, and the Texas law only applies to arrested persons. So, fascinating stuff. Let's get back to the video.
It is a crime. Okay, if he believes there's crime being committed, has been committed, or will be committed, he has the right to identify anybody in the state of Missouri. Okay, and if that officer believes so, he has full identification. With him failure to do that, if it was me, your boyfriend would be sitting in jail till he gets fingerprints back in 3 months.
Mason has still not identified himself, and it sounds as though Officer Shoemate said that he would use his perceived power to jail him for up to 3 months while waiting to identify him if he were the arresting officer, claiming that if an officer believed that Mason was intoxicated, that it's a crime. In a moment, both officers admit that they do not smell alcohol, and do neither field sobriety tests or blood alcohol tests to verify whether or not they could arrest him for public intoxication. However, Revised Statute of Missouri 67.305 explicitly states that counties or cities are not to arrest or punish for public intoxication. Dealing with an intoxicated subject is further outlined in 67.315. States that a person who appears to be intoxicated may be taken by a peace officer to the person's residence, service, or jail for custody not to exceed 12 hours. Of course, the statute also grants officers immunity from prosecution for false arrest if the officer has reasonable grounds to believe the person is intoxicated. So at this point, the only question is whether the officers reasonably believe that Mason is intoxicated and what grounds they make for their claim. Let's hear from the officers themselves.
I didn't never get close enough to him. I can go talk to him though if you want. See if I can get him.
Please tell me they release. Oh wait, no, we know they don't release him because we have that video in the jail. God damn it.
Both officers have now admitted on video that neither of them have reasonable grounds to hold Mason for public intoxication other than Officer Schmidt, claiming that he stumbled a little bit while walking down the side of a dark, windy road in the middle of Ozarks in sandals. Taylor is released, and Mason is transported to Camden County Jail for public intoxication and failure to ID. The audio is difficult to pick up, but I've done my best to caption important parts. Note that Mason has still not identified himself.
I'd explain to him first what would happen if he don't comply. The 3 months sitting in jail.
He's gonna keep him in jail for 3 months while he freaking identifies him. Are you kidding me?
Listen to me.
What do you do?
Just run his mouth.
Okay. That'll work.
I don't blame him. I would be doing the same thing if I were in his shoes.
What crime did I commit? Did you tell me what crime I committed? I told you. You didn't. No. Okay, well, what? Shut your mouth and listen. You know by now. All right, I'm sorry. What crime did I commit?
They won't tell him.
You can't tell me? You want to go and stand up so you can... Yeah, sure. Yeah. I'm going to pull one you now, okay?
They told the
Mason's
girlfriend, but they
personal
didn't
belongings
tell him.
are taken and stowed in this box. This paper was released through a public records request. It is a 12-hour hold form with revised statute 67.315 as a header. The officer's reasonable grounds for the public intoxication 12-hour hold is, quote, refused to identify, walking down highway while possibly intoxicated. At this point, there is still absolutely no evidence to substantiate the claim of the officer, and like a good patriot, Mason has still refused to identify.
You got a supervisor? You got somebody above you? Above you? Okay.
Oh, that's insulting.
That's a good question. What do you need to force somebody to identify yourself? What are you talking about? So like, say I'm walking on the side of the road. Anything that happened with you out there with your no, I understand. I'm asking you a question. You're a cop. How long are you? You're not. What are you?
Corrections officer,
Oh,
supervisor.
Okay, what
Yeah.
are you talking to? You know, you're my deal. We don't know. You asked me. Well, you should have identified yourself. Really? You're gonna start off the wrong foot. Right? What did you say? We're gonna start off the wrong foot. Right foot. You know, I'm not playing your little bullshit game. I'm not playing any fucking games. You can throw the games you want to use, but in here you're not gonna run your mouth to me because I'll just assume punch you on your face and then put you next year. You'll punch me in my face. Absolutely. Would you like to see me do it? That's what you'll do? Absolutely. You keep running your mouth to me? Is this all there's 15 cameras in here, and they all have audio. And you're threatening to punch me? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Why? Because I can do that. You can. I just did, right? You didn't punch me. Are you going to identify yourself as a
Threatened
cop
to
or not?
assault
Well, if I do,
an
then what
inmate.
happens? I don't know. What do you got on? Well, what does he have on? Well, look, I'm going to explain to you again. I'm going to tell you if you or shut up. Well, no, I don't need to shut up. Go ahead and put him on 12 when you want to.
I'm telling you, they're getting off on this shit.
Okay.
You can clearly tell. This is
You
sickening.
heard that right. This coward, Jerry Pedigo, is not only believed to be the supervisor of the Camden County Jail, he also operates the facility with impunity and disregard for the safety of his inmates, as he threatens to attack Mason for asking questions related to his detention. State official. Citizen. Asks a question. Threatens with violence. Knows he's on audio and visual recording. If that isn't an egregious violation of Mason's First Amendment rights and a disgrace to the authority bestowed upon this official, I don't know what is. Imagine if the cameras weren't there. Note that Mason has still not identified.
So I'll sit here indefinitely until I get my fingerprint. You think that's how that works?
You think that's how that works? The guy's got balls. I'll give it to him.
Huh? You got your post your name randomly? Well, if I do, am I free to go? No, you're not. And you're very different. I already brought you down here, so we're free to go. So what happens after I'm free to go? If we walk out the outside, what's it done? So you did all this because what?
They did all of this because they believe they can get away with it. Here,
Oh.
Officer Schmidt tells Mason that if
lackluster.
he
You had to
identifies,
call
he
him out
will
like
be free
that.
to go, proving that the officer had no reason to believe that Mason was intoxicated, and that the
Hey,
12-hour
Reds.
hold was retaliation for
Saturday.
flexing his Fourth Amendment right to be secure in his person, papers, and effects.
What's your first name? Spell it correctly on the plate form, alright? What's your... Oh, I won't be making it. So, it is shoot.
That's more than a complaint. That's a lawsuit. Unlawful detention, unlawful imprisonment, unlawful arrest,
No, I don't care how many threats, just
violation of Fourth Amendment right, violation of Eighth Amendment right, violation of First Amendment right.
You have any money on you right now? Yeah, I do. How much? I don't know. You can count it if you want. Are you?
This is my favorite part right here.
Are you under the influence of alcohol or drugs? Are you? Are you suicidal? Are you?
The officer eventually claims that Mason was walking on the wrong side of the road almost an hour after making contact. However, no charges were filed.
Wait, hold on. Walking on the wrong side of the road, what is that? Aren't you supposed to walk on the wrong side of the road with the cars coming at you so that you can jump out of the way if some drunk driver or somebody who's lost control of their vehicle veers towards you? You never walk with traffic. You always walk against the flow of traffic. That is not a violation. What idiot in the universe has written. I want to see a law. If you guys, chat, if you can find me a statute that says it is against the law to walk against the flow of traffic, please let me know, and I'm gonna write like an email, a letter, and a FOIA to the frickin' idiots who drafted it. I'm gonna write the state Congress. Are you kidding me? When I was 5 years old, my grandfather even taught me, if you're ever riding a bicycle or walking, or riding your rollerblades or your scooter or whatever, you always want to go against the flow of traffic if you have room. Obviously, if you're on the road, that's a little dangerous. On a bicycle, I think you're considered a motorist in most places. But if you have room, you always want to go against the flow of traffic, because if a car loses control and it's behind you, by the time you realize that it's happening, it's already too late and you'll be struck. You always want to be going against the flow of traffic, and that way... Are you kidding me? NHTSA says it's... I quit. Please tell me that's not true. Martin is God. Martin said NHTSA says it's against the law to walk against the flow of traffic. Please, dear God, tell me that's not true. Oh my God. Please tell me that's not true. Oh, it says to walk. I'm sorry. I think my brain is getting tired, Martin. Okay. NHTSA recommends walking again. Okay. All right. My apologies. My brain is getting tired. I'm probably going to end on this video, you guys. It's already late, and I guess my brain is already starting to shut down. Yes, going against the flow of traffic is the way you should be doing. Okay, we're on the same page. Crisis averted. All right.
And Mason was set free after about an hour and a half in a cell. Mason was locked up at 10:01 p.m. and had still not identified. The CAD report shows that just 5 minutes after being locked in his cell, that his name was entered into the system. It is likely that the officers found his ID and his personal effects, taken from him earlier in the video, which I have obviously edited, but luckily you can see the full version, or at least what the departments involved have elected to release to us, in the links below. The officers claim that this was all for his safety. Do you think Mason was more or less safe in this jail? Let me know down below, and please discuss what you think would be appropriate punishments for the disgusting acts we just witnessed. Ask yourself, what would happen to you if you kidnapped someone, tied them up, caged them, and threatened them with violence, all for not telling you their name?
Unbelievable. Thank you, Lackluster, for that video. That was something, you guys. That was something. How did we even get here? How did we even get to a state where it's so...
I have committed a crime. Are you intoxicated?
Oh, this is the original. Okay. I was just checking I do have another video where it's the actual original video of him getting stopped for walking. Whew. That was heavy, you guys. Don't forget to like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell if you haven't already. Subscribe to new videos, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the damn channel. Just trying to get to that $100,000 mark, you guys. I'm so close. We are so freaking close. Oh, this is exciting stuff. Here we are, Saturday night, almost done with the video. We're at the 1.5 hour mark. I think this is a good place to stop. Thank you guys, everybody, for coming and watching this video with me and the reaction videos that I've been doing. As you can see, we are at the home office for the next God knows, I mean, weeks, months, not years, but COVID is making a resurgence, so things are hopefully not going to slow down too much. I'm hoping. closing on that building Wednesday. Very excited. Very, very, very excited. Once the current tenant vacates, we are moving in, and the DUI guy will never be renting again. I bought this place. I will have bought that building as of Wednesday. I'll let you guys know how that goes. And happy fall, everybody. Happy fall. I hope every single one of you is doing well. You're having a good time. You're enjoying this amazing weather that we're having. I don't know. We're in Kentucky, so the weather is absolutely gorgeous. I'm sure if you're in Florida, Hawaii, maybe California, not much of a change for you all. But yeah, sporting the Iron Maiden shirt today. Thank you guys for noticing, and thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for joining me. I want to thank every single one of you individually. Thank you, C Perceptions Music, Kevin, John, Archangel, Chris, Quag, Heather, Tabby's Daddy, John, Canada is watching, Liberty Cause. Oh, Red Rex is here. Deb, Rob, Quag, Heather. I think I said Heather twice. Kat, TJ, and everybody else. Kevin Coburn. Thank you guys so much. You have no idea how much it means to me. And we keep inching our way closer and closer to that 100,000 subscriber mark. We're so close. We're so close. We're also coming up on the 8-year anniversary in just a few days. I mean, I'm hoping if I can get that 8-year anniversary to coincide with the 100,000 subscriber mark, I mean, that would be amazing. But I think we're just going to miss it by just a couple of days. But you never know. You never know. YouTube has surprised me before. So we're just going to keep on churning, going to keep on pumping content. I was supposed to have a jury trial next Friday, or this Friday. Unfortunately, it got bumped. And I have 2 more jury trials scheduled for October the 21st. So those might go, so we may have some content there. And then I also have another jury trial in November. That one is definitely going to go. And we have a whole lot more stuff in the pipeline, so be on the lookout. I am very, very excited. So should you be. So let's keep this train going, and DUI Guy Plus is signing off. Love all of you. Take care of each other. Deuces.